you live in your sleep and just like to get turned. See, I gave him all permission to ignore the consent. Integrity slipped out the side door, yet you remain content. And as a teacher I understood, despite the writings in chalk. Class, I know your favorite drugs are alcohol and small talk, but please follow your dreams, forget rankings and stages. You can show up when you want, and with those books, just rip out the pages. The sober will face a diss, while ignorance will always endure the bliss. Your words are restricting on my learning in my life. I won't answer to anyone, cause we all have equal rights. I am covered in crime and don't believe in space or time, and I put on my legs one.
Bullet stripped off his face onto his low-hit trigger. The bullet ricocheted off itself and pierced the poisonous glass. My meditation faded to death, but the poison killed him too. Until an eavesdropper questioned the view. What she saw were two fools playing with fire. We were just playing around like kids' playground attire. Innocence mixed with bloody death and incorruption. The doctor and I were simultaneously alive and dead. The doctor and I were simultaneously alive and dead. The doctor and I were simultaneously alive and dead. With a tap on my finger, I can push over a revolver. At a garage sale, this book you're hearing is found. I'm covered in crime and don't believe in space or time. When I was one, the stereo stole my heart's beats. Of all things I could be, my dreams to speak over beats. Here I'll be, cause art is infinite and art is timeless. Do you cop a job too? Remain spineless? We exist stoplight to stoplight in perpetual rush. Mankind runs the human race, too oblivious to realize it's part of an animalistic league. Instead of futile cycling with most of the other men, you can catch me meditating with a pencil or pen. Must leave time for creative juices to flow. The brain peas sting, a 9 to 5 high cooked tender. But I assure you there'd be no art to show with all art. Things are trying to leave me drenched in doubt, but that thick consistency simply isn't for me. I cleanse my chakras of all your toxicity. He will never overtake, for light keeps me safe. From here, my freedom, I shall accelerate. Onward to self-discovery, astray I won't be lead. Can't believe I ever wanted something similar to this, but I didn't know what I was getting into to begin with. I'll never play tug of war for my own dick. I mean myself and I, my body's mine, not yours. You failed to steal the eyes of Jamie, cause Christ I need. Sift through and dive in, having no other way. They'll criticize any of you, why not be the true you? Don't let them judge another insincere shellfish. Create a path and love yourself, it isn't selfish. Retain your heart and soul, but on this planet let it out. Live your life and let no one plan it out. And I know an aligned life don't change with age, no matter the ego's degree or phase of the brain. Until the day of that which comes, stain the anguish in fields of pride.
In this life, you gotta walk the line and be brave. You'll make it through one more time.
One spirit subtly tests the edges of reality, tempting the borders of oneself entirely. Man, these humans take a toll on one's soul, but in one's heart of hearts, one knows that the soul of one's soul is eons old. One rides upon spiritual word spokes and harnesses the vessel of brain ingrains to use many a page to ingrain ink stains. Infinity seeps from the speakers of eternity. I connect to eclectic tunes of angelic artistry. Immersing in my soul's reserves of philosophy, revealing harmony of my soul.
Lyrics from hollow heads creates a trite whole, but I push the pen and then the envelopes, so I transform wavelengths into waveforms. My motivation, my thoughts which sober, speaking so humanity can exist in harmony. In concord we'd be, if from our hearts we spoke. We must be proficient in our craft to attain. From idle chatter, 'tis best to abstain. Even when I sleep, I still got one open eye, so I scribble soulful words and loose leaf lines. I chew and blow out my pride and my rhymes, cause the thing is, humankind is inclined toward laziness, so the human mind prefers the easiest route. Said route leads to routine, and routine to mundanity, and mundanity merely makes a lack of imagination. If we keep following this path, lifetime after lifetime, the path of good deals and so-called efficiency, of having our eyes just straight glued to screens, we will have a government do everything for us. Maintaining our human freedoms will be arduous as the power-hungry system continues to curtail them. It's 3084 and it's easy to be a computer. Don't get stuck in the way of self-propelled commuters. Everyone rolls around asleep, believing they're awake. I preach the soundtrack, ode to graffiti. Concealed behind gray paint is artistry. Sadly in this life, to get to the real shit, you must sift through a layer of bullshit. They only see destruction, but I see creation. Most view vandalism, but what you don't see is zeal for art and form of self-portraits you can read. Apple carts and breaks like teen spirits. So here's some noises for the free spirits. Tell me what you want and I'll do the opposite. Put a ball up the wall. You humans act more like animals than human beings. Nothing more than what evolution dictated you'd be. Assess true fault, don't just play the blame game. One day you'll die, think about how you spend your life. But how can you know your pipe dreams when you're hitting the pipe and merely living in a dream? Well, I got some news for you. Drugs are addictive and cluelessness is too. When I reminisce, I don't miss the anxiety and exclusion. The long for the insecure self and test tube diffusing. I guess during the greatest